Now, we're not just throwing these words out there. If we're saying maximum BJP for Delhi, we're going to tell you precisely what that means and why this is the ultimate prestige battle really for Delhi. We're not mincing our words. This result, let's make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, will be a direct comment on the Modi wave. We've talked about that for a long time now. What impact will it have on that? Remember, Amit Shah's poll-winning prowess will definitely be at stake. Reputations of all big BJP, big guns, Smriti Irani, Sushma Swaraj, Rajnath, the likes of them are going to be on the line if something goes wrong for the BJP in this election. It could set the tone, most importantly perhaps, for the elections in the other states. Which is why the big question that we're asking tonight on the show on News Today at 9 is Delhi the ultimate prestige battle for the BJP. Take a look at those words very carefully. The ultimate prestige battle for the BJP after the election, the general election in 2014. Now, joining me tonight on this discussion on this very specific question, and I do have more questions, Sudhanshu Mittal of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Thanks for tuning in, Mr. Mittal. Randeep Surjewala of the Congress is also with us. Yogendra Yadav of the Aam Aadmi Party is with us on the phone line. I hope he'll be able to get through to us live as well. And finally, Dr. Manisha Priyam, political commentator, political scientist, and observer, will give us her insight as well. Sudhanshu Mittal, what has happened? I mean, I want to open with you, of course. You know, where is the abundance of confidence, in the BJP? It appears that, if I could use that lovely American phrase, it looks like the BJP has bet the farm on this election. There's nothing you haven't thrown at this election.
Mr. Shiv, haven't we heard the words which you just spoke so often in the past? When it was the Maharashtra election, the same words were used. When it was the Haryana elections, the same words were used. The ultimate test, the ultimate promise to his success. All those words. I mean, give me a break. Whenever a political party fights an election, do you want this political party to fight an election half-heartedly? I mean, certainly you'll put all the resources at your command to fight an election and win an election. Because every election is important.
Right.
So why has Delhi become the ultimate?
So let me ask you a follow-up question there.
I told you, I'm repeating myself.
Yeah.
I'm just repeating myself. These same words, the same
Why is it then, Sudhanshu Mittal? Why is it?
Also. So now, which election?
No, your point is taken.
Election?
Your point is taken. So let me ask you a follow-up question before I bring in the others. Why does it appear that, for any of the other elections, yeah, you've had your stars, you've had planning. This time around, you've got Arun Jaitley sitting in the camp office. You've got 19 ministers on a kind of blitzkrieg campaign, the likes of which has only perhaps been seen during the general election. You've got 120 MPs who've been marshaled in to go house to house. You've got, some bizarre number of you've got cadres from 13 states who've been brought in to actually, get this going. All of this sort of demonstrate. The difference is, Sudhanshu Mittal, it demonstrates that the BJP does not enjoy its usual abundance of confidence.
Mr. Shiv, the same things were done in all the previous elections also, unfortunately.
Not the same, not at the same level.
Let me tell you one thing. Take all the ministers which you have named. Allow me to finish. All the ministers you have named, all of them went for campaigning Maharashtra. All of them went for campaigning Haryana. See, Delhi is uniquely placed because the place of residence of most of the people is Delhi itself. So in their spare time, certainly everybody would like to work for the party and reconnect with the people. So if you are going to read this as a sign of nervousness, as a sign of panic, as Mr. Yadav has been eloquently claiming, I think not only is it a misreading. I think you're just being too unfair.
Okay, I have one more follow-up question for you based on what you said, but I want to bring in some of the others. Yogendra Yadav is with us on the phone line, and I want to quickly bring him in first. Yogendra Yadav, the Aam Aadmi Party's, tone and tenor, the comments that have been coming out from the Aam Aadmi Party today have been precisely that the BJP is scared, they're nervous, they're not confident. That's why they've bet the farm on this election. They're trying to put as much as they possibly can into this election. Sudhanshu Mittal's response is also fair. He says, why would anyone fight an election half-heartedly?
This is for everyone to see. It's not just Aam Aadmi Party. It's every journalist in Delhi, every political observer can see signs of panic. There are hard evidence and there's soft evidence. Hard evidence has come in the form of opinion polls, which have shown Aam Aadmi Party clearly ahead by as much as 9 percentage points.
Right.
That's a total washout. There's soft evidence in terms of BJP rallies flopping, Aam Aadmi Party rallies succeeding everywhere. So there's expectedly sense of panic. Now, normally I agree with Sudhanshu that state elections should not be seen to be ultimate test of a central government. But for some reason, BJP has made it into that by throwing in Prime Minister's prestige, by marshalling the entire
That's
cabinet.
the important point that I want to pick up on.
I
That's
would
precisely,
like to find out when was the last time Finance Minister was withdrawn from budget making and given the charge of a state assembly election. That's rather unusual. And for all these reasons, so it could be either the fear of defeat, but more than a fear of defeat, because a party that wins 5 elections can afford to lose 1. But more than that, it looks like either they fear that if stopped once, they would never be able to pick themselves up, or there is a fear of a new kind of political force emerging on Indian politics. I don't understand
which is a fear they've had before as well. Yeah, but I want to bring in Manisha Priyam. Before I go to Randeep Surjewala, quickly want to bring in Manisha Priyam on this. Dr. Priyam, ultimate prestige battle, phrases like that, as Sudhanshu Mittal, dismissively said, the media tends to use these phrases for every election, for every fight. But we've chosen very carefully this phrase for, today's debate and for this election because of the sheer gun power that the BJP appears to have actually invested in this particular election. Like Yogendra Yadav said, politically, Delhi may be insignificant in many ways, but the sheer artillery being pumped into this particular election by the BJP means there is a lot at stake. There's the Modi wave, there's the momentum for the BJP for other elections coming up this year. How do you read it? Is this the ultimate prestige battle for the BJP in Delhi?
No. Delhi is a very, very significant battle. It's historically been like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Delhi is a cynosure of attention. It is the center of power.
Correct.
The center of international attention. So, the Delhi government, since the time that it's come there, since 1993, was not there as much as the focus of attention. But if you see the last 4 or 5 years, the fact that this city has been at the central attention of all that happens with the central government, of all that happens with the state government.
Right.
The city has been the site of protests. The city has been the site of international media. Look at the kind of density of intellectual capital you have here.
But
look at the kind
do
of
you sense that the BJP is panicking, Dr. Priya?
Such a city. I mean, more than 2/3 of the city. No, just a moment. Just a moment. More than 2/3 of the city consists of those who labor for the city. So here's a city that is really at its wedge. And if Delhi does show a model, that model could be a model scalable of opposition to the Modi government or to the Modi-led BJP.
Okay,
so
point
it's
taken.
not just this election that they fear. It's the fact that it gives them very bad publicity. It could ramp up into a model in a national scale if this Delhi battle is won. So it is a prestige battle for them. 1, 2 and 3. It is very, very important for the BJP to go all out. And that's what they're doing at this point of time.
Right. So Dr. Priyam, you're saying that it is definitely a prestige battle, definitely not an insignificant political battle, and it is totally appropriate that the BJP is betting the farm, so to speak, on this particular fight. Randeep Surjewala, the Congress, in terms of the conversation, the coverage, the entire narrative of this election appears to be a sort of Stepney, a third wheel. It's being projected as a Kiran Bedi versus Arvind Kejriwal fight. But from the perspective that the Congress has on this election, and I must say it's also a unique perspective given the way it's actually playing out, Mr. Surjewala, what do you think about the BJP's investment in this particular election? Do you think it's over the top? Is it a sign of panic? Is it a sign of confidence slipping? Do they think that there's a real possibility of losing? What do you think?
Shiv, I think you raise a very significant political point. Congress is in a position today which about a year back Aam Aadmi Party was.
Right.
When Aam Aadmi Party was perceived as underdog and the fight was perceived between Congress and BJP. And let me tell you, the kind of response that not only Congress Vice President Mr. Rahul Gandhi but our ordinary Karyakarta is getting on the ground, I think the result of Delhi, everybody is in for a
Randeep, that was
surprise
just a,
because
that
here
was
the
just a
underdog
comment
is
I was
going to
making. I wasn't
perform
asking
well.
about the Congress. I was asking you to comment on the BJP. What, from your perspective in this election, what do you
Shiv,
think about the BJP in
Shiv,
the last
one
few
thing
days?
is very, very clear. Shiv, one thing is very clear. BJP is desperate, it is fearsome, and it knows that it is losing the election. That's why they put a plan, we will not hold elections indefinitely. Then they put a plan, we will hold elections under Mr. Modi's leadership, no state leader to be projected. After Mr. Modi's flop rally, plan C came in, that no, we will import Ms. Kiran Bedi despite her controversial statements by both Mr. Modi and BJP leaders and project her. Plan D is now in action because they've realized that Ms. Bedi has failed to connect and BJP cadres is up in arms.
Okay, so you're saying
And
there are
she's
multiple
making one
plans,
blue
they're not
per
sticking
day.
to
So
a
there
single
seems to
plan
be a
because there's
gag
no
order.
confidence in one single plan. Sudhanshu Mittal?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay,
We
I
are
wanna-
already seeing 4, 5, a plan A, B, C, D.
One point that Yogendra Yadav raised also in a tweet, Sudhanshu Mittal, I'm sure you've already seen that, is, today the BJP, for instance, taking from what Randeep just said, the many things that the BJP, appears to be doing, seems to show that there is a panic. Now, you've already answered the question of panic, but if I could get into a specific question, Mr. Mittal, of, the whole debating idea. Today you had senior leaders put 5 questions to the Aam Aadmi Party. The Aam Aadmi Party is saying, give us 50 questions. Yogendra Yadav, who's on the phone line with us, said, why 5 questions? Give us 50 questions. Come and debate with us. I mean, that's a pretty pertinent answer, wouldn't you say? I mean, this 5 questions style of politics is very, very Aam Aadmi Party.
Shiv, I'm so happy. Shiv, I'm so happy that you brought this, and that itself exposes the duplicity and the double-facedness of the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, just listen to this very carefully. When we put up questions, he says, no. Only when Mrs. Bedi shall ask Mr. Kejriwal, then shall we answer. And this is a sign of your nervousness. On the contrary, yesterday what Mr. Kejriwal says, look, I am anticipating that BJP shall have a sting operation on the Aam Aadmi Party.
Okay.
Now, his comment and his statement and his statement of intent of BJP that we are going to have sting operation against them is not a sign of nervousness. It's a sign of confidence.
Okay.
It's a sign of bravado. But when we put up questions asking him to explain his conduct, then look at the refuge. Instead of being forthcoming and answering the allegations which are serious in nature, because it exposes his duplicity.
Okay.
What is the refuse? No.
Okay.
You are panicking, so we shall not answer.
Okay.
And only when Mrs. Bedi shall ask that we shall answer. When people want to find out and then people want to put up questions, they don't answer. Can you imagine?
Okay.
And then you are asking us to answer to what Mr. Yadav has to say, or all such things. And let me tell you, again, Delhi is important. If there is an impression anybody gets that we
Yogendra
are saying
Yadav
Delhi
is
is
back
not
with
important,
us.
it is important.
He's live with us. Thankfully, we've got him. We can see him now.
One last piece of history. One last piece of history, Shiv.
Yes.
Shiv, one last piece of history.
Yes.
We just heard that Delhi result of Delhi elections are the indicators of the future. Do you remember?
Yes.
In 1998, in March, we had Lok Sabha elections, BJP and NDA won. In 1998, December, BJP lost. And in again October of 1999, BJP won.
Okay,
NDA won.
right.
Delhi. So
Okay, no, that's useful history.
Let's not suppose things when historically they are
No,
not.
nobody is diminishing the importance of Delhi. I think my comment was perhaps misinterpreted. But let me bring in Yogendra Yadav in on this. Yogendra Yadav, Sudhanshu Mittal turns it around and says it's not the BJP that's panicking. It's actually the Aam Aadmi that's panicking because it suits their conversation to try and paint the BJP as fidgety, nervous, lacking in confidence. Randeep Surjewala says this is signature BJP lack of confidence. They've dropped the ball. They don't know what the actual Brahmastra for this election is going to be. They've lost confidence in all their usual secret weapons. Yogendra Yadav.
Surely it's only the Aam Aadmi Party which is talking about BJP's nervousness. Surely the entire city is absolutely convinced that BJP is going ahead. And surely we must have purchased all the television channels of Delhi who are talking about nervousness, frigidity, and what is this meeting that everyone is talking about. Surely all your information is wrong. Mr. Amit Shah has never held any such meeting. All this is surely a piece of imagination. For the last 2-3 minutes, I heard a lot of history. Thank you. I really learnt a lot. But I didn't hear present and future, which is what Aam Aadmi Party wants to talk about. I heard a few abuses. That's all right. It's your prerogative, sir. I didn't hear an argument. What
Mr.
is
Yadav,
the
if I could just
argument for not
small
having a
interjection.
public debate?
Small interjection.
We are happy to answer every single question. Let there be an open public debate.
Mr.
Why are
Yadav,
you not
quick-
prepared for it?
quick interjection.
That's my simple question to
The
you.
B- I- I'm
and
not
finally, you
speaking
come up
for
with 5
anyone here.
questions, and those 5 questions are old. Yeah.
Simple interjection here is, if Amit Shah is reported to be, sort of wielding the danda and, sort of getting people to, back on the ground, to put their feet back on the ground and, work in a disciplined manner, what's the big deal, Yogendra Yadav? As Sudhanshu Mittal said, and I actually quite agree with that. I mean, if it's a significant battle, it's a prestige battle, it's an election, what's the big deal in a party, doing everything it possibly can to get its act together and win the election?
Sure, of course, every party should. It's the president's job to get everyone to do those things. The trouble is when you ask the finance minister of the country to withdraw from budget making only a few weeks away from that and say, fight this election first.
He's talking about
It does
Arun Jaitley
indicate
sitting in the
something.
BJP
There
office
are
every day
signs
and
of panic.
directing.
When your
Yes.
chief minister and being asked to take over the charge here.
Okay.
This is an extraordinary move.
Sudhanshu Mittal, quick
surely there are
response.
signs of panic. Let's see, there are clear indications. And this is not just me. Every journalist in Delhi is saying so. Please convince everyone else. Aam Aadmi Party can look after itself.
Okay, point taken. Sudhanshu Mittal, quick response, and I want to get in Dr. Priyam. Yeah.
Shiv, I don't think Mr. Yadav knows that Mr. Arun Jaitley has been in charge of every election in the last 10 years. In fact, Vidhan Sabha elections of 2008, he was in charge. In the elections of 2013, he was in charge. Lok Sabha election 2014, he was in charge. Lok Sabha elections 2009, he's been in charge because he's been such an integral part of Delhi and its politics, and he understands electioning the best. So if we are putting forward our best foot,
I think the point
should we be
Yogendra Yadav is
apologetic
making
to
is
the
when
likes
you've
of
got a
Mr.
crucial
Yadav?
budget
I'm
coming up,
amazed.
Arun Jaitley appears to have the time to spare for the Delhi election.
Just a minute. Mr. Arun Jaitley is competent enough to handle both of them. And let's not doubt his competence.
Okay.
He has proved it so often.
Okay. So those are two
Mr.
specific
Jaitley
points that we
knows
looked at.
Delhi,
Okay.
He understands Delhi.
Okay, fine,
and
you've answered that question.
But natural that he should be looking after Delhi elections.
Okay, I want to bring in Dr. Priyam once again. I want to get an independent voice. And Dr. Priyam, who in your opinion is panicking, if at all? Because they're both saying the other is panicking. They both, suffer from a complete lack of confidence, desperation, fear, psychosis. And that's why they're fumbling in this so-called finish line. How are you reading, the allegations flying from both sides about nervousness, Dr. Priyam?
No, these are hard words being used by each side on the other, very close to the election. Delhi's had typically short election cycle. So towards the end, I would expect, given the fact that, most election surveys have been showing that, the Aam Aadmi Party does enjoy a lot of support in the city. So in a sense, it is a close battle. Nobody can deny that. So I would see that in a close battle, things would heat up at the last moment. But
Right.
yes, both parties are characteristically being somewhat uncharitable towards each other right now. There is panic button pressed at the BJP headquarters, given the fact that the BJP relies on its political party machinery to be able to fight the election independently of whoever the leader is. They're not relying as much on the leadership factor, the spin that it should have given, it's not given it. So definitely they would be, pressing the panic button on the poll party machinery, the electoral machinery, the large support base that they have outside of the state, and that's what they've put to use here. Now when you come to the Aam Aadmi Party, for them to say now that Mr. Jaitley is not doing his budget and he's doing this, you can really see that the Aam Aadmi Party is taking two pot shots, one for this current election, and you can see that the media critique of the BJP in the month to come, irrespective of the Delhi elections, will be hitting towards the budget. So that's indeed a political critique of the stand that the BJP has taken. So one should look at this type of conversation that is not happening. This is not indeed a conversation, and it will not happen indeed amongst political competitors. But what it does indicate that Delhi is going towards a closed contest. The race is not closed yet. Certainly, as far as the Congress party is concerned, that's the party that's nowhere in the picture. Nobody is discussing Ajay Makan. Nobody is discussing Rahul Gandhi's rally. Nobody is discussing the right to shelter that he's talking about. What we are discussing is whether the Aam Aadmi Party or the BJP will come home in the battle for Delhi.
Quick comment on that, and then I'll end with Sudhanshu.
Battle for the city of Delhi.
Randeep, go ahead.
Yeah, Shiv, the only issue, then the most significant one is the one that we are missing out in this discussion, that Delhi is about issues. BJP was supposed to be a cadre-based party, but is only projecting one individual.
I think we're very clear it's not about issues anymore.
Which said it arose out of issues. But the truth of the matter is this, that Delhi is about electricity, Delhi is about prevention of crime, Delhi is about infrastructure. All of which Congress party gave, and which the National Sample Survey Organization
let's make no mistake, this is a personality-driven...
8 out of 11 districts are among the top 20 in India.
Personality-driven election. Yeah, no, your point is well taken, and I personally would agree. I think issues have really been put on the back burner, but I've got 20 seconds left on the debate before I wrap up. Sudhanshu, I'm going to give that to you because this question is for the BJP. Go ahead. 20 seconds.
Shiv, Mr. Yadav claimed that all the channels are showing BJP to be trailing Aam Aadmi Party. I think this is again a classical case of his falsehood, lies, pure lies. Except for one channel, all the other surveys which have taken place have indicated BJP leading them. Now such blatant lies can be spoken. So who was nervous? Who was creating falsehood?
I just want
sure of one's own footing, because if they were sure of their own footing, two things they would have done.
I'm going to take the last word on this.
They would never have resorted to falsehood. B, they would never have not answered the questions put forward by the BJP
civilized in his
The 5 questions are relevant. They should answer those questions.
I'm completely out of time. I'm completely out of time.
By putting up a soft face does not make you less of a liar. Because if you lie, then you lie.
ABP, it is Aaj Tak, which has shown.
Yogendra Yadav, we're completely
I have to clarify.
Yeah, your point is taken. I just want to have the last word on this. I'm going to take the last word on this. I hope my audio is up, so I'm going to take the last word on this. Kiran Bedi said that her anti-Modi comments at one point of time were because of the media. Her evolution in terms of her opinion has been because of the media. And I'm happy to see that Sudhanshu Mittal, Yogendra Yadav have both very prominently spoken about the media's role in what's actually going on there. So I think the media is not being bashed so much. We're very central to what's happening in the entire election narrative this time as well. So I'd like to personally thank Yogendra Yadav and Sudhanshu Mittal for that. It's nice not to be bashed for once about what's going on as far as the election battle is concerned. Dr. Manisha Priyam, Sudhanshu Mittal, Randeep Singh Surjewala, Yogendra Yadav, thanks so much for joining us on the debate on News Today at 9.